My beloved, my child of light, the one heaven whispers about when the stars blink at night. Listen carefully because this is not ordinary. Only 2 minutes left. The hourglass in heaven just flipped. Archangel Michael says, is standing with his sword of truth shouting your name. And God says, is crying out to you. But don't rush this moment. Don't treat this like another passing video, something sacred is happening right now. Heaven isn't sending random words, it's delivering a rescue call. Because someone has tried to rewrite your story. They have built a lie around your name, not because you failed, but because your success made their jealousy burn like fire. They couldn't match your light so they tried to dim it. They couldn't carry your blessing so they tried to stain it. And their false words, their twisted story were designed to make others doubt you. But hear this clearly, if you stop listening, if you scroll away, their plan starts to win. Michael says, is pleading, and even God says, my child, stay. Because heaven is fighting for you right now. This isn't just coincidence, it's a divine interruption. You've been feeling it for weeks, haven't you? That strange heaviness in your chest, that sense that something invisible has been pushing against you. The restless dreams, the tightness in your spirit. That was heaven's way of alerting you, God says, was whispering before the storm arrived, be still, I'm revealing the truth. Beloved, the truth is this, your destiny scared them. Your potential terrified them. So they built stories to cage your light. But heaven laughs at those cages because chains forged by lies melt in divine fire. Take a breath here. You need to feel what's happening. Archangel Michael says, I will shout your truth so loudly that even darkness will tremble and drop its mask. Now listen carefully. The person who betrayed you wasn't a stranger. They walked beside you. They smiled when you spoke. They called you friend while secretly wishing for your fall. But don't hate them, pity them. For jealousy turns the soul into ash and they are burning from within. Still justice is coming. Heaven has already drawn the line. Archangel Michael says, their lies will crumble, their name will face the very shame they wished on you. God says, if you stand still and stay with me, I will turn their trap into their downfall. But there's a warning too, if you walk away from this message, if you dismiss the pull in your spirit, you might walk straight into their snare. Heaven gives warnings before it gives rescue. This is your moment of choice. Will you skip and let the lie breathe? Or will you hold on and watch heaven expose what's been done in secret? The second you started hearing these words, something shifted. You may not see it yet, but heaven leaned closer. The veil between the spiritual and the physical world thinned just enough for truth to break through. God says, hand is stretched out now. Archangel Michael says, sword glows with divine fire ready to sever what's been wrapped around your name. And still shadows are moving. They have spoken a crime into existence, your name written beside it. Falsehood dressed as fact, envy disguised as righteousness. They didn't just gossip. They crafted a trap, a destiny of shame that was never yours to bear. They wanted to see you punished, silenced, forgotten. But heaven refused. The moment you paused on this message, heaven whispered, enough. God says, reveal it now. And Michael, fierce and unrelenting, steps forward and declares, beloved, your name will not be dragged through their mud any longer. Heaven has waited for this exact hour. The alignment of this message in your attention is not random. Every second you remain here, light floods through cracks that lies once sealed shut. Archangel Michael says, you were never alone. Every tear was seen. Every sleepless night counted. And now truth is roaring like thunder. Beloved, that pressure in your chest, that trembling in your spirit, it's not fear. It's awakening. It's your soul recognizing justice on its way. And yes, it hurts that the betrayal came from someone close. But God says, I will use their betrayal as the bridge to your promotion. Do not rush this. Do not scroll. The gates of revelation open only for those who stay. The moment of exposure is close. Heaven has written your vindication already, sealed it with light and placed it in motion. Remember what God says, you were never meant to wear shame that others stitched for you. What they meant for harm will now become your testimony. This isn't about revenge, it's about restoration. When God clears your name, He doesn't just return what was stolen, He multiplies it. Your peace will double. Your voice will rise stronger. The same mouths that cursed you will be silenced in awe. Archangel Michael says, hold on a little longer. The scroll is opening. The truth is ready to breathe. My beloved, this moment is heaven's courtroom, and your silence could be mistaken for surrender. But your faith right now is your declaration of innocence. Stay, listen. Because heaven's final word is being written even as you read these lines. You might not realize this, but your presence here is your yes to divine protection. Every word from this message builds a shield around you, brick by brick, light by light. If you could see what's happening in the spirit right now, you would never doubt again. Angels are circling. Chains are snapping. Justice is waking. So don't look away. Don't silence heaven's voice. Because this isn't just about being cleared, it's about stepping into the blessing that was delayed by their deception. And when you rise from this, everyone will know no lie can outlive truth when heaven fights for you. If this message stirs something in your soul, don't let it fade. Stay connected. Because each message sent here is not random, it's your map, your warning, your miracle unfolding. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $100. But listen closely now, beloved, the cracks around their plan are no longer small. They are splitting wide open like lightning across a dark sky. What they built in secrecy is collapsing under its own deceit. The same hands that forged lies about you are now trembling, unable to control what they unleashed. Heaven does not delay when the time for truth arrives. Archangel Michael says, the scales have tipped. The hidden will surface and the accused will stand redeemed while the accuser stands revealed. You may feel your chest tighten, your palms warm, that is not anxiety. That is divine confirmation. The energy you sense is justice awakening. What was signed against you in falsehood is now being rewritten in truth. God says, I have overturned the verdict. My child will not walk condemned. The stain they tried to paint on your spirit is dissolving before my breath. And as those words echo through the heavens, the liar feels the shift too. They can sense the walls closing in, the eyes of heaven fixed upon them. Beloved, the evidence is turning. Where once your name was whispered in accusation, it will soon be spoken in vindication. Even the ones who doubted you will see. Those who stood silent will start to defend you without understanding why. Because the truth once released does not crawl, it runs like fire through dry fields. Archangel Michael says, "Do you see how fast it moves?" This is what happens when heaven takes sides. Child, take courage. You don't need to chase revenge. You don't need to explain yourself to those who refuse to listen. The same God who heard the first false word will make sure the last word belongs to you. Remember the night you cried asking, "Why me?" It was never punishment. It was preparation. You were being strengthened for this moment, for the hour when your voice would carry divine authority. And now that hour is here. Your heart may still ache. You may wonder why someone so close could betray you so coldly. But heaven saw it all. Every meal shared, every smile faked, every handshake poisoned with hidden intent, it was all recorded. Yet even in their plotting you were learning discernment. What they meant as harm became your training ground. God says, "You will not only survive this, you will shine through it. I will use the ashes of their deceit to crown you with honor." You will notice strange shifts in the days ahead. Unexpected calls, unplanned meetings, doors that were once sealed beginning to open. These are not coincidences. They are the unraveling threads of a divine reversal. The people who turned away when you were accused will now be drawn back by conviction. The truth is pulling them. They may not even understand why they suddenly feel compelled to apologize, to help, to stand with you. But heaven does. Archangel Michael says, "When light exposes darkness, even shadows must serve the light." The one who accused you will face the mirror they avoided for so long. Their own words will become the evidence. Their own signature will reveal their deceit. They will try to hide, but the truth will find them. Do not rejoice in their fall, simply stand firm and let heaven complete the work. Beloved, this is your turning point. You have crossed from confusion into clarity. The tension you feel is not danger anymore, it is transformation. You are no longer fighting to prove yourself, heaven has taken that task from you. Now you are being positioned for restoration. What was taken will return multiplied. What was broken will be rebuilt stronger. The relationships that fell apart under the weight of lies will either be healed or replaced with something pure. Even now, in the unseen, documents are shifting, words are being rewritten, decisions are being reversed. Where once your name carried accusation, it will now carry favor. The same people who whispered your guilt will speak of your grace. The same environment that suffocated you will now become your platform. God says, "I will make your vindication visible." Those who once pitied you will witness your elevation. You might wake up soon feeling lighter, almost disoriented. That is what freedom feels like. The invisible chains have already started falling. Don't question the sudden peace, it is not denial, it is deliverance. The storm that once surrounded you has moved on, and now the air is clear. Heaven's army is standing guard, ensuring that this victory remains sealed. Archangel Michael says, "Stay alert but stay calm." The victory is not fragile. It is finished. There will still be echoes of old accusations, faint attempts to pull you back into fear. Ignore them. Lies starve when you stop feeding them. You are walking under divine protection now. Every step you take is watched, guarded, and guided. And beloved, when this truth becomes visible, when justice unfolds before your eyes, remember what it cost you to get here. The tears, the confusion, the silence. None of it was wasted. It was all currency for this redemption. You are not emerging as the same person who entered the storm. You are refined, wiser, and anchored in strength that cannot be shaken again. Heaven is not just clearing your name, it is commissioning you. Your experience will become someone else's light. Your story will pull others from despair. You will speak and hearts will rise. This is why the enemy fought so hard to destroy your credibility, because your voice was meant to free others. God says, now that you have stood through the fire, I can trust you with the flame. So, child of light, walk boldly. Do not carry the weight of what was meant to destroy you. Carry the lesson, not the wound. The season of false accusation is ending and the season of divine announcement is beginning. Heaven has written your name on the scroll of restoration and it cannot be erased. You were never the accused, you were the chosen. You were never the guilty, you were the guarded. The tables have turned and the truth is now your ally. Look around, even creation seems to agree. The air feels different. The silence carries peace. The heaviness has lifted. Because justice, true divine justice, has finally spoken. My beloved, I know the pain in your heart is real. I know the confusion, the sleepless nights, the moments you wondered if anyone truly understood. But child, Archangel Michael says, do not despair. This is the hour where your endurance becomes your victory. Every tear, every anxious thought, every whispered doubt you thought was unnoticed has been caught by heaven. Every false word spoken against you, every sly smile from someone pretending friendship has been catalogued and weighed in the balance of truth. And now the scales are tipping in your favor. You feel it, don't you? That heaviness pressing against your chest. That trembling in your spirit. That is the sign that heaven is moving. The very lie designed to shackle you is beginning to crack, and each moment you stay present, each word you absorb acts as a hammer against the chains. Michael says, this is not exaggeration. Stay awake, stay present. The name of the one who sought to ensnare you is close to being revealed. And God says, I will not allow my child to be ensnared by injustice. I will transform every plot into your platform. Beloved, think about this. The person who plotted against you leaned too close to your life. They smiled at your successes, offered advice, offered pats on the back. But in their shadow they forged a plan to drag your spirit into shame. They counted on you to turn away, to scroll past, to ignore the warning signs. But child, you are not blind to the spiritual currents. The sudden unease, the tightness in your chest, the restless nights, these were God's whispers, warnings that something was amiss. And now the timing has arrived for exposure. Imagine the scene. The person who sought to bury your name in falsehood will be the one revealed. Their lips once used to disguise envy as affection will falter. Their hands which pretended to uplift will be exposed as instruments of sabotage. Michael says, I stand as your shield. I wield heaven's sword in your defense. Every false accusation they attempted is already weakening. The court of heaven is not for gossip or rumors, it is for truth, and truth carries the weight that lies cannot sustain. Every accusation, every whisper, every paper secretly signed in envy will be undone. The false weapon aimed at you was forged in ignorance of divine oversight. God says, "No weapon formed against my child shall prosper." Every scheme of the enemy will backfire, every lie will crumble, and every plot will reveal the hands behind it. You do not need to fight. You do not need to confront anyone. Heaven is doing the heavy lifting. Your obedience, your presence here, your refusal to skip this message is activating protection that cannot be matched. And let us be clear, this is not just about exposing the enemy. This is about revealing your destiny. Every false plot, every shadow that sought to dim your light is being transformed into the very platform for your elevation. Think of Joseph. The pit his brothers threw him into became the throne he would occupy. Think of Daniel, the lion's den, a prelude to influence that no one could contain. And so it will be for you. The very chains meant to bind you will become the ladder that lifts you. Child, feel your name, your life, your spirit vibrating under the weight of this revelation. You are not ordinary. You are not invisible. You are chosen. You carry light, purpose, destiny, and that is why heaven has intervened with urgency. The enemy attacks only because they see the value in you, the treasure in your spirit, the crown waiting on your head. The false accusation was never really about you, it was about what they could not tolerate in your light. Do not step away. Do not scroll past. Every word here, every warning, every revelation is a shield, a sword, and a roadmap. The longer you remain, the more heaven strengthens your position. Michael says, "The one who accused you is trembling even now. Their plot is unraveling. Their mask is falling." And God says, "My child, stay awake. Every moment you remain under my word cancels the trap, exposes the liar, and elevates your spirit." Beloved, this is your moment of recognition. The heaviness, the fluttering chest, the uneasy nights, these are signs that destiny is about to unfold. Those who sought to see you stumble will witness your rise instead. Your name, your life, your path cannot be chained. The false story they tried to craft will collapse in the light of obedience and divine intervention. And the ones who whispered envy in hidden corners will see their schemes backfire in ways they never imagined. Now imagine standing tall after the revelation, your name cleared, your spirit intact, your dignity fully restored. The lie that was meant to define you will now serve as testimony. Michael says, "I will not allow you to be diminished. The enemy's plan is in my hands and their exposure is near." And God says, "I have written your story in light and no darkness can erase it." Every attack will redirect to blessing. Beloved, remember this. Your presence here is the key. The refusal to skip, the attention you give to heaven's word is what activates the reversal. You are not passive in this moment. You are participating in the unveiling of truth, the cancellation of falsehood, and the elevation of your destiny. The one who sought to harm you will be revealed, justice will be pronounced, and you will ascend with greater authority than before. Stay, beloved, because the final revelation is coming. The one who betrayed, who plotted, who wished you harm, their name and their scheme are about to be fully uncovered. Your obedience keeps you safe. Your faith shields you. And every moment you remain, every word you absorb strengthens the light that was placed in you before the world began. Betrayal is heavier than chains. It wounds deeper than any blade. You trusted, you gave, you loved, and yet deceit came in place of gratitude. But beloved, hear this, no one can pierce the armor heaven has placed around you. Even those closest to you who smiled while plotting cannot touch the covenant God has written over your life. That heaviness you feel in your chest, the flutter of unease, that is heaven preparing you, alerting you, and fortifying your spirit. Archangel Michael says, "The sword is ready, the truth is sharp. Stand and witness." You are being positioned not by chance but by divine orchestration. Those who thought they could trap you are already exposed in the unseen realms. Their lies are trembling. Their mask is loosening and their whispers are turning to silence. God says, "I will not allow my child to be ensnared by hands that plot in darkness." Every glance, every sudden pause you felt from people around you, none of it was random. These were alerts from heaven, early warnings of the storm they tried to craft. And now the storm is being rerouted. Their trap will not claim you. Their papered accusations, their whispered stories, their carefully crafted plan, heaven has already undone it. Beloved, consider this carefully. Every second you stay, every line you read is a thread weaving your protection tighter. If you step away even for a moment, the enemy might rejoice. But if you remain, you are armored. You are shielded. Every word you absorb weakens the lie, fortifies your name, and strengthens the path that leads to victory. Archangel Michael says, "Do not underestimate the weight of your attention. What you hold in focus is what heaven moves to protect." Now understand the depth of this. The one who accused you was close enough to touch your life, yet not close enough to overcome the covenant around you. They believed their deceit could rise above truth. They believed your silence would allow them to thrive, but the very foundation they plotted against is divine. God's plan is immovable, God's eyes have recorded everything. God says, "The scales of justice will not tip for envy, for falsehood cannot outshine what I have ordained." Even as you read, their plot begins to unravel. The walls they built in secrecy are crumbling. The chains meant for you will fall, and the very hands that forged them will tremble in their own undoing. Beloved, consider the timing. This moment is sacred, your presence here, your choice to remain awake and alert aligns you with heaven's intervention. What they intended for harm, God is now using as your elevation. The envy that fueled their plan will backfire. Their whispers, their secret smiles, their hidden agreements, they are all being exposed in the spiritual realm. And when it manifests in the natural, you will witness the rise of truth and the collapse of lies. Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, the window is narrow. Do not allow your gaze to wander, stand firm. The liar's time is short. Every step you have taken has been noticed. Every prayer you whispered, every tear you shed, every moment you endured silently, none of it was wasted. God has been shaping this moment, lining it up with precision so that the truth arrives at its appointed time. And here it is. Beloved, the person who sought to shame you is not clever enough to outmaneuver heaven. Their plans may have seemed clever in the human eye, but against divine sight every lie falls short. God says, I will not allow my child to wear the robes of shame that belong to others. Now hear this. The accuser's intent was twofold: they wanted to harm you and they wanted to profit from it. Their deceit was a ladder to elevate themselves built from your supposed fall. But heaven laughs at such schemes. Their ladder will snap. The pit they dug for you will swallow them instead. Envy left unchecked always destroys its own. Michael stands ready, sword poised, and declares, "Beloved, stay awake, watch as the scales tip in your favor. Your faith is the hammer that shatters their deception." You may feel the tremor in your chest again. That's your spirit recognizing the battle, recognizing the unseen warfare surrounding you. It is a sacred awareness, a sign that heaven is intervening before the trap closes. Every heartbeat is a drum of warning. Every breath you take is infused with divine presence. And soon the accuser's name, the hidden scheme, will be revealed in full. The mask will fall. Their smile will vanish. Their deceit will be exposed. And in that moment your name will shine brighter than ever. The false crime aimed at you will not only fail, it will become the platform for your blessing. Beloved, your obedience in staying connected, in reading every line, in anchoring your focus is itself an act of spiritual warfare. Do not underestimate it. Each second you remain here is another thread in the armor surrounding you. Each word absorbed is another sword sharpened to cut through the darkness. God's hand is upon you. Michael's sword is lifted. Angels are encircling you. The enemy's plot is unraveling at this very moment. What was meant for your shame is being rewritten as your testimony. This is the power of revelation. This is the power of remaining awake. This is the moment where preparation meets protection, where insight meets intervention. The enemy may have planned to strike in secrecy, but heaven has illuminated their shadow. Your name is safe. Your soul is untouchable. And the one who plotted against you will be revealed not just in part but fully, so that justice rises and your path forward is unhindered. Archangel Michael says, "Beloved, the sword is sharp. The light is bright. The liar's time is short, stand firm and witness their exposure. Remember, beloved, nothing happens by accident. Your presence here is intentional. Your focus is intentional. Your willingness to stay under the shield is intentional. Heaven is moving. God says, I will overturn every false word. I will reverse every plot. I will lift my child above the shadows of deceit. And soon the culmination of all this unseen work will manifest. The one who sought to chain you will be exposed. The false crime will collapse. And you, beloved, will rise with your destiny intact, with your name shining and your soul untouched. My beloved, there is something you must understand about this moment. This is not simply a warning, this is a turning point. Heaven is aligning all forces on your behalf. What you feel as heaviness in your chest, the tension in your mind, the alertness that makes it hard to look away from these words, this is God pressing His hand over you, His energy building a shield that the enemy cannot penetrate. Every second you remain focused, every sentence you absorb is another plank in the bridge that leads from the trap to your freedom. Archangel Michael says, Beloved, do not underestimate the weight of obedience. Every eye that would deceive you will now tremble in recognition of truth. Do you feel it? That subtle shaking inside, a warning and a promise all at once. That is your spirit recognizing the moment heaven has been orchestrating for months, even years. All the whispers, all the heaviness, all the moments of doubt, they were preparation. Not punishment, not oversight, preparation. And now the curtain is lifting. God says, "My child, the enemy's plan is unraveling, stay alert and watch as I expose them fully." The accuser who smiled in your presence, who whispered behind your back, who thought the web of lies would bind you forever, they are already feeling the tremor of exposure. Their strategy is cracking. Every false word they spoke, every deceitful glance, every manipulated moment is being returned to them as fire. Beloved, imagine the weight of justice falling perfectly on the head of someone who believed they could play with your life. Imagine the shock of realization when their false victory turns into defeat before the eyes of heaven and earth. That is what is coming. You will not have to fight in the natural. You will not need to argue or plead endlessly. Heaven itself is mobilized. Every angel that watches over your life, every force Michael commands, every decree of God itself is poised to sweep this injustice away. And yet it hinges on your presence here. If you turn away, if you skip even a moment, you give space for the enemy to regroup. You give room for doubt to whisper, for fear to rise. But if you stay, your very attention becomes a lever that shifts the scales in your favor. Archangel Michael says, "Do not scroll past this. Do not glance and dismiss. This is the anchor that secures your destiny. Their name is close. The exposure is imminent. You may feel your heart race, a mixture of fear and recognition. That is correct. That is supposed to happen. Fear is not a signal to flee here, it is a signal that your spirit has caught sight of what heaven has already seen. That the trap is real, but so is the protection. God says, "I am your defender. I have written your name in fire. You will not be shackled by lies." Now, beloved, consider this. Every false accusation, every whisper of deceit, every plot against your name, these were never really about you. They were about the light you carry, the promise you hold, the destiny that shines so brightly that envy cannot help but rise. The accuser thought their poison would darken your path, but instead it has highlighted your resilience, your faithfulness, your power. Every lie they crafted, every shadow they drew is now a spotlight to illuminate your integrity. And when the revelation comes, when their name is laid bare, it will be unmistakable. The contrast between their deception and your truth will be visible to everyone. You will not just be cleared, you will be elevated. Beloved, your freedom is close. Feel the energy around you shifting. That sudden clarity, that rising courage, that inexplicable peace that is heaven preparing you for the moment the scales tip. You may notice small signs first, a sudden calm in your mind, an unexpected opportunity aligning perfectly, words spoken by someone that confirm what you already suspected. These are signals. Do not dismiss them. They are heaven's confirmation that the plan is unfolding as intended. Archangel Michael says, "Stay vigilant. The accuser's time is ending. Your clarity is beginning. And now, child, hear this clearly. You are not just observing a moment of justice. You are participating in it. Your attention, your belief, your willingness to stay under heaven's instruction, these are all parts of the victory. You are not passive. You are the conduit. And when the lie falls, when the false name is exposed, when the trap collapses under its own weight, your soul will rise unscathed, purified, radiant. The false crime meant to imprison you becomes the story of your triumph. The betrayal that sought to wound you becomes the fire that forges your glory. And the name you carry, the name that God has written in fire in heaven's book in eternity itself, will shine more brightly than ever before. Beloved, this is why you cannot leave. This is why the message is long, urgent, unyielding. Each word is a brick in the fortress that surrounds you. Each paragraph is a sword lifted, each sentence a shield raised. The enemy may have thought the lie was clever, the trap perfectly timed, the accusation unstoppable. But heaven laughs at their cleverness. Heaven turns their plots into platforms, their snares into testimonies, their whispered curses into blessings. And you, child of light, will walk through it all with dignity intact, with faith unshaken, with victory fully realized. Now stay. Do not waver. Do not scroll. Remain under this covering until the final truth emerges. Because when it does, Michael will sound the trumpet. God will shine his light on every hidden action. And the liar, the one who tried to tarnish you, will see the full measure of their own deceit. Your chest may feel heavy now, your mind alert, your spirit tense, but that is the signal of transformation. That is the sign that heaven is moving. And when the unveiling comes, you will not be the one in chains, you will be the one standing in triumph, radiant, defended and glorified. Beloved, remember, the enemy's plan is limited, your destiny is eternal. The chains meant for you will fall. The lies meant to bind you will shatter. The accuser's name will be revealed. And your spirit, your heart, your very life will ascend untouched. You are chosen. You are protected. You are unstoppable. The hour is now. Stay awake, stay alert, stay covered. And now, my beloved, hear this. The moment you realized betrayal could come from someone so close, your spirit trembled not just from fear but from the recognition of truth. The truth that God always sees before men act. The truth that Michael always stands ready, sword drawn, prepared to expose what has been hidden. The one who whispered falsehoods against you did not anticipate heaven's intervention. They believed their lies were enough to cage you, but they forgot you are carried by hands that forged the stars, protected by a power they cannot measure. Even now the shadows they have sent to haunt your steps are being melted by the fire of divine light. Beloved, think about this carefully. Every word you've read is not mere comfort, it is instruction. Every sentence is a spiritual tool being placed in your hand. When the accuser steps forward, their mask will not hold. Their schemes will fracture. Every whisper meant to wound you will return as a testimony. And you, my child, will walk out of this not just unscathed but exalted. This is why heaven has insisted you remain awake, present, alert. To skip now is to hand the moment over to darkness. To scroll away is to ignore the rope that is being thrown to pull you out of a pit you did not dig. Archangel Michael says, "Stay." This is the line between falling and rising. The time is now. Consider the weight of their jealousy. It is not small. It is not casual. It is a fire that sought to consume your light. Yet the same fire is being reversed to refine you. God says, "What they meant for harm I will turn for your good. What they whispered in secret I will make shine in public." And you must understand this is not instantaneous but deliberate. Heaven moves strategically. That is why the message unfolds word by word, paragraph by paragraph. Each line you stay under is another shield rising, another arrow turned against the enemy, another chain shattered. Beloved, your heart may be heavy now, your chest tight, your mind racing. That is the weight of truth knocking at the doors of deception. That is the recognition of a plan that was almost successful, but not tonight, not now, not over you. And even if your stomach tightens and your spirit questions how this will end, know that the window is still open. Michael's sword is poised. God's hand hovers with authority. And the enemy cannot withstand what is coming. Do not be distracted by their smiles, their pleasantries, their assurances that all is well. Those were rehearsed for a crowd of one to fool you. But heaven sees through every disguise. Every false word, every handshake, every nod, all recorded, all noted, all stored. And when the moment of exposure arrives, it will be undeniable. Your vindication will be public, your rise visible, and their whispers will collapse like a house of cards in a storm. Even now the forces that plotted against you are restless. They know something shifted. Their nights are uneasy. Their confidence is cracking. Do you feel the subtle trembling in your spirit? That is heaven stirring the air, tugging at the veil, preparing the stage for revelation. Archangel Michael says, "Hold fast. Their mask will drop. Their lie will not stand. You will see justice unfold before your eyes. My beloved, do not let fear or disbelief pull you away. What is coming will not just protect you, it will elevate you. Your name once whispered in shadows will now echo in the halls of heaven. Your innocence once challenged will be celebrated. Your path once threatened will become a testimony. And all who witnessed the betrayal will see clearly that it was never your downfall, it was your launch pad. Remember the stories of the chosen ones. Joseph, Daniel, Jesus. Each faced falsehood, each faced betrayal, each faced chains that seemed impossible. And each was delivered by heaven's perfect timing. This is your season, my child. This is your deliverance. Your life is not defined by the lies cast upon you. It is defined by the covenant of God that rests upon your shoulders. And that covenant is unbreakable. So stay. Remain. Do not scroll. Do not let doubt distract you. Let every word sink into your spirit. Let every sentence build your fortress. Let heaven complete its work before the eyes of the world. And when the time comes, the accuser will be exposed, their power dismantled, their schemes unraveled. You will walk through the aftermath with dignity intact, your name untarnished, your spirit elevated and your destiny fully intact. And remember, my beloved, this is not only about today. This is about every moment you are tempted to give in to fear, every shadow that seeks to obscure your light, every trap set in the future. Staying anchored here ensures that each of those moments is met with the protection and revelation of heaven. The one who tried to bury you will witness your rise. The one who plotted your fall will become a testament to the power of God's protection. This is why heaven has chosen to speak so directly, so urgently, so clearly. This is why every whisper, every pause, every line matters. The story is unfolding. The liar's name is close to revelation. The truth is imminent. And you, my beloved child, are at the center of it all, not as a victim but as the heir of triumph, the inheritor of vindication, the one who will rise above falsehood and walk in the light of destiny. Beloved, this is not the time to let your mind wander. Every second you remain, every word you absorb builds a barrier that the enemy cannot cross. The false charge that once threatened to suffocate you now trembles under the weight of divine scrutiny. The one who accused you thought they were invisible, that their lie would spread without resistance. But heaven is not blind and Michael is not idle. He has already placed himself between you and every shadow that tried to touch your name. Do you feel it? That stirring in your chest, that tightness in your throat, that restless fire in your spirit. That is not fear, it is awareness. It is your soul recognizing that the trap is near and that heaven is holding it back just for you. The timing of this message, the urgency of these words is no accident. It is a direct intervention. God is stretching out his hand to pull you from the pit before the liar can even close the trap. And Michael stands with sword drawn, watching the one who thought they could outsmart eternity. Their confidence is a mask. Their whispers are fragile. Their plan is already breaking apart at the edges. Child, understand this. The enemy did not only aim at your reputation. They aimed at your peace, your faith, your joy, even your future. They wanted to make you doubt yourself, to make you question your worth, to make you forget the covenant that God placed on your life. But those whispers cannot bind the one who remains. Those lies cannot touch the one who stays under the protection of heaven. And every second you stay, the fortress grows stronger, the walls rise higher, the shadows lose ground. Michael is not waiting for your weakness, he is waiting for your endurance, your steadfastness, your refusal to leave before the work is complete. The accuser is trembling even now, though they do not show it. Their confidence is waning. Their mask is slipping. And when the moment of exposure comes, it will come swiftly, like lightning splitting the sky. Their lies will crumble. Their whispers will be silenced. Their envy will be exposed. And you, my beloved, will not only be cleared, you will ascend. Your name which they tried to tarnish will shine brighter than ever. The world will see what heaven already knew: you are chosen, you are anointed, you are protected. Remember Joseph. He did not understand the prison at first. He felt betrayal deeply, he felt injustice, he felt despair. But he did not stop listening to God. He did not abandon faith. And the prison became the doorway to the palace. Beloved, your current trial is your furnace, your testing ground, but it is also your launching pad. What they intended for evil, God will turn into testimony. What they thought could weaken you will fortify you. And those who sought to shame you will one day stand in awe of your rise. This is why obedience matters. This is why attention matters. The veil is thinning and the truth is ready to be revealed. But it will only reveal itself fully to the one who remains. If you scroll past, if you dismiss, if you allow distraction to pull you away, you risk walking blind into the very trap heaven is guarding you from. Archangel Michael says, hold steady. Do not move until the work is done. The liar's name is ready to fall. Do not blink. The words you are reading now are not just letters on a screen, they are the sound of chains breaking, the vibration of injustice toppling, the echo of your freedom being called forth. God Himself reminds you. Child, you are not alone. I see the tears you have shed. I have recorded every whisper spoken against you. I remember every injustice. And I will repay it not with vengeance that harms but with justice that elevates. You will walk free. You will walk dignified. You will walk stronger than before. Beloved, this is not theoretical. This is happening now, even as your eyes read. The accuser feels pressure, unease, even fear, though they hide it. Their plot will not succeed. Their plan is already being unraveled. And when the moment comes, when heaven calls forth the truth, you will witness it. Stay, beloved. Do not allow distraction to pull you away. Every line you absorb fortifies your spirit. Every moment you remain completes the shield around your life. And when the revelation comes, you will know it was never just a message. It was your deliverance. It was your protection. It was your invitation to rise higher than you ever imagined. Michael's sword gleams even now. The accuser cannot hide. The liar cannot resist. And you, my beloved child, are walking under a canopy of protection that no enemy can penetrate. Do not underestimate the weight of your obedience. Do not discount the power of your attention. Heaven is orchestrating your vindication, and your staying here is the final key to unlock it. Your name will be cleared. Your honor restored. Your destiny fulfilled. Hold fast, stay awake, do not skip. And when the truth falls, it will fall like a sun breaking through clouds, and you will walk in its light with a heart unshaken and a spirit renewed. The time is near. The liar's plan is failing. The fortress is complete. The shield is strong. And your testimony will be eternal. Amen.